Imaginary is about a lady named Jessica who moves into the house she grew up in with her husband Max, his two kids Taylor, 15, and Alice, 8. She is happy to be in the home. She's looking at things around the house, such as the markings on the wall to show her growth. And everything's going fine, and Alice ends up finding a old bear named Chauncy, and that becomes her imaginary friend. And everything's going well with Chauncy and Alice, the situation, and Jessica is okay with it, even though she never had an imaginary friend. But Max, her husband, did have an imaginary friend, and he feels that is completely normal, so Jessica is okay with it. And she does, over a few days, hear Alice talking to Chauncy, and sometimes it turns into where it sounds like Chauncy is actually answering Alice by the way Alice is answering or saying things, but Jessica just overlooks it. And then it's not until things start going sideways that Jessica starts having concerns because Chauncy wants to start playing dark and scary games with Alice. For example, he wants Alice to impale her hand into a nail that's out from a board, but luckily Jessica stops her. So now Jessica's having a lot of concerns regarding Alice and her relationship with Chauncy and how it's starting to feel a little bit disturbing because for Alice, Chauncy is real. Whereas to Jessica, Chauncy is not real. He's just an imaginary friend in the form of this old bear. It's not until Alice's psychologist, because Alice used to go see a psychologist due to a tragedy she suffered, that the psychologist, while talking to Jessica, she shows her some videos of some other kids that are in the psychology meetings, and things that they say and the things that the psychologist says to Jessica, it suddenly kind of ignites something within Jessica that she starts to remember things. And this is when she starts going into a rabbit hole, down into a rabbit hole of her past. And she starts remembering things slowly but surely. Part of this, we have a neighbor that lives across the street. Her name is Gloria. And towards the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to Gloria because she comes over and talks to Jessica. And Gloria seems to know a lot about Jessica when Jessica was a child. So Jessica is not concerned, but she's a little bit hesitant about Gloria. And Gloria shows up a couple of more times within the film. And she ends up playing a part with this whole thing regarding the old bear, Chauncy. And things, as I mentioned, they do get bizarre between Chauncy and Alice, and things started getting deep. And then when the second half of the film rolls around is when, as I mentioned, Jessica starts remembering things. So she starts looking for things in her drawing room because she's a children's illustrator. And she remembers things in this room, and she starts finding things on the walls. And she starts going deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, and it just gets really bizarre. And this is the part of the movie where you have to pay attention because of the various things that are said, the various things that are seen on the wall, and then this door that is able to transport you, or not you, but able to transport Jessica. And she also ends up taking Taylor with her, and Gloria ends up going as well through this, I guess you could say it is a rabbit hole, but you're not literally going down a rabbit hole. You're going through this really strange door that takes you into a whole nother realm of reality / imaginary / secrets, trauma, and other things that Jessica ended up dealing with as a child. And then it's also brought to light about Gloria and what Gloria has to do with Jessica and her childhood. It is a very good movie. It does have a haunted house kind of feel to it. It definitely is a psychological horror, a psychological drama as well. And then it's the whole story of the imaginary friend, and how does the imaginary friend help you cope, or can an imaginary friend hinder the things you have gone through? I do recommend this film. It is currently streaming on Starz if you have the Starz standalone app, or if you have Prime with the Starz subscription added to it, then you can watch it through Prime. As I mentioned, it is a Blumhouse production, released by Lionsgate 2024 and directed by Jeff Wadlow. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. My name is Nikki. This is Coffee and Shadows. And I say to you, Shotty Chos.